Hi, I'm Allison, and the topic I chose was pregnancy and motherhood in the workplace. I chose this topic because when I was pregnant with my son 5 years ago, I told my supervisor my news, and then she told the owner of the shop. The very next day, I went in and noticed my hours went from 30 to 10 hours. And I asked what happened, and they told me that the owner wanted to go from 2 employees to 1 employee. But I know deep down inside that was just an excuse, and it was because I was pregnant. I found another story kind of like mine a little bit, and her name was April. And when April began making repeated trips to the restroom because of morning sickness and pregnancy-related dizziness, her supervisor told her that her employer did not pay her to go pee, but instead of accommodating her needs for more frequent restroom breaks, the supervisor offered to buy her a larger wastebasket. Even after a quarter a century after pregnancy discrimination became illegal, things like this still happen. And some of the examples of discrimination towards pregnant women are dismissed from the job, giving the cold shoulder or verbally abusing the person, decreased in hours, alteration in working conditions, and this would be when you come back from maternity leave, they would have given you a lower paid job. And some women are denied paid time off to attend prenatal visits, birthing classes, or anything that would be pregnancy related. Some of the statistics I found was 79% of mothers that are pregnant don't get hired. Half of pregnant women won't get promoted, and on average they receive $11,000 less in salaries. They are also held to higher performance and punctuality standards. There are 2 biases among pregnant women, and the first one is descriptive bias, which reflects the assumption about how mothers will behave at work. Prescriptive bias, which reflects that pregnant women and mothers do not belong in the workplace. Why is this happening? Because there's bias among pregnant women. It could be that men are supervisors and don't have children and they don't have sympathy towards the pregnant women. It could be that the supervisors may be worried about filling their position while the mother's on maternity leave and they just don't want to have to deal with it. There is an emergent literature that suggests that women suffer additional disadvantages in the workplace when they provide evidence of being pregnant. According to the Nebraska Equal Opportunities Commission, it states that employers must treat able-bodied pregnant in the same manner they would able-bodied workers. Pregnant workers are entitled to reemployment when they are able to return back to work, and this is under the Family Medical Leave Act, which gives you 12 weeks of unpaid time off. Pregnancy Discrimination Act, which is PDA, was enacted in 1978, and on the website it states that women affected by pregnancy, childbirth, or related medical conditions shall be treated the same for all employment-related purposes as other persons not so affected but similar in their ability or inability to work. This needs to change because you can't prove that somebody discriminated against you when you're pregnant. So if you do go try to file a lawsuit against your supervisor or owner, it's more of a he, she say type situation. And the other one is Americans with Disability Act Amendment, which is ADAA. And on the website, it prohibits discrimination against a qualified individual on the basis of disabilities. Pregnancy is not a disability, so it's hard to get under this type of disability act. And in order to be under this, your doctor has to prove that it is a disability for you to get certain accommodations. What you can do, there's a Better Place, which is a hotline number you can call, which is 212-430-5982. And if you see or you yourself or a family member are getting discriminated against and not getting the accommodations you need for being pregnant, you should call this number and they will help you. And your boss cannot refuse you of reasonable accommodations. Reasonable accommodations would include having a water bottle next to you at work, going to the bathroom, so more frequent breaks. If you're at a job where you have heavy lifting, ask for less heavy lifting. And as long as you can complete your basic duties, you are able to ask for these accommodations. My end note is pregnancy should be the happiest day of your life. So don't let your employer ruin it for you, and ask for the accommodations you need because you deserve them. And here's my references. Thank you.